Greetings, Banff Warriors. Greetings. Greg is back. Back where? In the studio, burning some sage, clearing the air, clearing the energy. How's everybody doing? How are you doing? How is life treating you? I'm sure we're going to have a good talk tonight. As is usual, I appreciate everybody that's new, that's been getting on the channel, starting to align with the message here. That means a lot to me to be connected with so many new people, so many beautiful people. I think we're all looking for the same thing. Right? We're all looking for some same thing. So thank you to everyone that's been checking out the videos, subscribing to the channel. It does mean the world to me. Even sharing the message, sharing your love here. I enjoy it. I enjoy the connection, the community that we're building. Certainly doing the visualizations, the breath work, and ultimately just doing life together. Someone told me this a few years ago, and it kind of stuck with me. I think we're all at some level or another. We're all just walking each other home, right? We're all just walking each other home, man. It's easy to get caught up on the competition and the differences and the separations, but at the end of the day, we all got the same destination. And if we could get to our final destination this go around with a little more kindness, a lot more love, certainly a bunch more healing if possible, it'd be a beautiful thing. Kindness. What does kindness even mean to most of you? When you think about being kind, what does that mean? To be kind to somebody? Is it like thoughtful? Does it always got to come with a string attached? Thank you for all the love. Kindness, right? Kindness. What does kindness mean to you? That's a real question. I think we always assume we know all the answers to all the things, huh? Are you like that? Do you think you know all the answers to all the things already? And it's like, are you sure? Are you sure you're not open to learning new things? Healing. Kindness is to hear the other person out. Yeah. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I think that's important, right? Being present with someone else, listening, someone that's willing to help. Right? We can all be more kind, don't you think? I think kindness heals. The thought of kindness, like when you do something, anybody ever feel inspired to do like a random act of kindness? You know, to just help somebody out in the wild. What's up, Adam? You know, we're just out there. Sometimes I love it. It's one of the things I love to do the most. It's one of the things I personally, right, not for credit or whatever. I love like just blessing people just out in, I don't care if they're homeless or behind me in a line or something. If there's someone there, I don't know. Sometimes I wish I would, I want to be in a position where I'm doing it all the time, every day. And I do share kindness with people every day. But like those random acts of kindness, especially if there's like money involved or just some sort of a real gracious offering to somebody that they're not expecting it. Man, when you look in someone's eyes that's not expecting some kindness and it shows up, it's like, oh man, when you look in someone's eyes, it's a special thing. So if you haven't done that, maybe that's something that, we could all be a little more mindful. And sometimes it takes having some faith, because Maybe there's times that you're feeling like, man, I'm a little hard pressed right now. I'm coming up a little short. And so then it's in that vulnerability that you don't feel like you could truly that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that, Stephen. Breathwork. Breathworks. But when you do the kindness when you're maybe a little vulnerable, everybody's probably heard of Rhonda Byrne. She's the author of The Secret. That's awesome, man. I was thinking about going out on a hike today. I need it. I need one so bad, man. Hiking is my absolute favorite. It's my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing, man. Anytime I go places, I want to go out on a hike. So I'm grateful to hear that you were out there. So Rhonda Byrne, in her story, she did The Secret, right? Which is very popular, obviously. But she talks about a time. I'm from northern New Mexico. So she talks about a time when she was putting out, I think, the film The Secret, and she needed like 20K, like a big number, and she didn't have it. She had been using her credit cards to fund it. And she was down to like her last, I don't know what it was, like $1,000. And she just felt inspired to take out the money, even on her credit card. And she just said she just started walking around, looking in people in their eyes and kind of asking spirit, who should she bless? Like, who should she help out? And here she was, someone that was in need herself. And the reason behind her doing that is because what that allowed her to do, especially in a moment of desperation, when she was sort of like in needing, it allowed her to shift her relationship with money. How many of you could really benefit? Thank you, McMarcus. Appreciate all that love, my brother. Thank you, bro. That's so inspiring, man. Keep shining that light, bro. Keep shining your light. All of our lights. The world needs the medicine that's present here. Much love to you, bro. That meant a lot to me. Thank you. But that takes a lot of courage, right? Because when we're holding on to stuff, like you're down to your last like $100, and then like someone comes and asks you, "Hey, do you have any money?" You're like, "Nope, nope, I don't got it. No, I don't." And you're not quite being honest. It's like one of those things. New Mexico, Moosey. It's money has been one of the areas that I specifically have had to reprogram my relationship with. And it's because I mean, I grew up with fights, man. I felt like every night was a fight about money, some kind of bills or money something, money this problem, money that problem. Growing up as a kid, money, and then envy about people that had versus clearly my situation that where we just didn't have that. And so to be one of the most important areas that I've had to reprogram in 13 years of healing has been my relationship with the energy of money. Y'all realize money's energy, right? Like a lot of you will think money's like the dollar bills. I should have some with me. I should have some money. But it's actually frequency. It's energy. Everything's energy. And so it's an important relationship because it's a sensitive one for so many of us. It's a very sensitive one. Most people feel like you never have enough. You always wish you could have some more. And what I've experienced in my life is as I've gone up the ladder, right, to gain more and more and more and more, it's you always feel like you need more, right? It's always like a seesaw battle of saying, okay, wait, wow, I just got this big raise, or wow, I just made this big investment. And it's like, okay, now I need some more. I still need more. And yet, one of the most beautiful things you can do, thank you for that, Isaiah. Thank you for the compliment. One of the most beautiful things you could do with any level of abundance that you have is to share it, is to share it with others. It's, it's like the coolest thing, man, when you do a random act of kindness. I always believe it comes back like multiplied. Like if you had in your pocket a $1 bill, a $10 bill, and a $50 bill, and someone came and asked you, "Hey, man, you got any money that you could spare?" Nine out of 10 people are gonna say, "Yeah, here you go, man," and give the dollar. Right? That's just. But I would put you to the test to say that when you give more, you receive more. When you give less, you get less. Like, it's not to take away from the blessing because it's still beautiful, right? You say, oh, here's a dollar, it's like, it's nice. But when you give more, it comes back 10x. It comes back 10x. You can't, here, I believe this is a universal law, especially if it's coming from your heart. You can't outgive. You just can't. You can't outgive. Right? It'll always come back multiplied, right? It's not like, oh man, this is all I got. And then you give it, and it's just like magic happens when you do that. Especially if it's like it makes you a little bit uncomfortable. It's one of the things that I practice the most. A lot of us, I hear a lot of people that get agitated with the tips, tipping everything now. Every time you buy something, it's like now they want a kind of an instant tip. And I just operate from a place of abundance where I'm like, okay, there's like a 15%, a 20 or 25 or whatever. I always give the highest, right? There's sometimes that I give like the second highest. And then I think to myself, well, dude, come on, man, it's like $2 more. It's just like, just do it. One of the things that I love to do in terms of generosity, especially at restaurants, is I like to tip the total. So not 10%, right? If you have $100 bill, if your bill for food comes out to 100, 10% would be $10, 20% would be 20. Tipping the total means if it comes out to $100 for your meal, that you give $100 tip. And that stretches a lot of people. That stretches a lot of people past their faith, right? In what they have. But then it's sort of like, how do you break free? If stuff like that challenges you, right? What's going to ever change? Like, just ask yourself this. Which person would you rather be for the rest of your life? The person that can barely is like, kind of always like tight with the cash, tight with the money, like, what's the minimum tip here I can do? What's like socially minimum? Would you rather be that version of you from here on out the rest of your life? Or would you rather be the person that doesn't even have to really think twice about it and can tip the highest amount or tip the total? Like, which one of those stories would you personally want to be? The person that's kind of like, you like to go out, but if you do, the tip is sort of like an inconvenience. Or you're somebody that's like, man, I want to be that person that's like tipping, $10,000 to somebody. And we need to, the wild thing is that you get to pick, and it's all energy. It's like, how do you relate with money? Like, when you have money, how is it? And if you're someone that feels like it's never enough, like you never have enough, it's like you are barely getting by, what are you going to do to shift that? Because clearly what you're doing isn't getting it done. So what would you shift? Who here is broken free from that type of setup, which is very much rooted in suffering? Who here believes that if you are in a situation where it's, money is something that can be very challenging to come by, do you believe that you can change? That you could write a whole new story? That you can change your relationship with money? Just like you can change your relationship with yourself. You can change your relationship with anything. Everything is energetic relationships. And guess which one is the most important, because it is the nucleus of all of these relationships. Which relationship matters most? The one with yourself, right? It's the one with yourself. You do 100% of life with you and whatever other guests you have in your head. And we're at least starting to figure out the names of some of these guests, right? Some of these voices that sound like us, but they don't have our best interest. I thought that was really powerful. Last night we did the breath work to bring about the name for our higher self, to bring about the name for the lower self. If you missed it, there's a full video posted today that talks about intuition in the title on YouTube. I don't think I put it on any other platforms yet in the full version. Well, thank you so much, Haley. That's very sweet of you. I love getting all those gifts. I love all the likes. But you know what I like even more than all that? I like seeing people take leaps of faith and do the healing work. It's the most beautiful thing, especially in person, when you're with people, guiding them through meditation, visualization, breath work, healing, journaling, right? And you're really just in the midst of someone that's just going through a transformation, an energetic shift. It is like, man, that feels so good to be a part of that. It feels so good. That's one of my favorite things to experience in life, is just seeing the tears and just knowing that the baggage that's being released. Who here needs to release some baggage, some emotional baggage? Anybody? Anybody carrying around those baggages, heavy bags from your past? We definitely like to carry those around, don't we? All the hurt, all the pain, all the letdowns, all the heartbreaks, all the scary moments. Yeah, it's good. The fact that you're letting go is important. There's still people there's many people, man. I'm going to say probably 70 to 80% of this world has yet to say, you know what? I want to heal the emotional part of me. I want to be someone that's emotionally healed from my childhood experiences. And we do a lot of activities. I think most people will participate in activities, but they don't always bring about results. Reprogramming, release, that lightness, that inner peace. Especially when a big part of the healing process isn't just releasing the emotional wounds, the trauma. A big part of the healing process is it's the reprogramming of some of the most basic beliefs that we all carry around. Things like money. Like, what do you believe about money? What do you believe about being rich? What do you believe about wealth? What do you believe about love? What do you believe about success? What do you believe about failure? And it's like we're carrying around all of these beliefs. Most of them are limiting. It's good to see you, Jim. Thanks for being here. Right. And so that's like a whole nother undertaking that needs to happen. And the only way that I've had success with doing the reprogramming work is to write it down. Is to literally, when I started to write down all my definitions, right? What do I believe about love? Right. What do I believe about success? What do I believe about failure? What do I believe about happiness? Right. What do I believe about relationships? What do I believe about life? What about death? My pronouns are badass motherfucker. I get asked that a lot. I don't know why. I should probably put that in the title, huh? Pronouns, badass motherfucker. Yeah, to reprogram. Because you're not going to get past your thoughts and your beliefs when it comes to changing up parts of your life. Man, so many requests. Hello, Tegan. Hello, Marin. You guys are cute. No, we don't do that here. The beautiful thing about if you want to hear music, right? If you want to hear music, I got a plug for you. If you join the Results Kill Excuses Breath of Life Healing Circle, that's going to be meeting Sunday mornings at 9 a.m., 3 times a month, starting May 4th. If you join that, go to the resultskillexcuses.com website, click on the Breath of Life link, sign up, show up, right? Sign up and show up for this. And guess who's going to be DJing the songs for Breathwork? Yours truly. That's one cool thing about the platform that I use for our group is we don't have to worry about the copyrights by broadcasting that because it's not going out to the socials. So we'll be able to play fun songs that really help to get into our bodies, get into the breath, fall, just drop in. It's just gonna be so nice to drop in. Well, good luck with being a producer. I hope that you go from young producer to world famous producer. Silas, go be a world famous producer. Go make music that is uplifting and helps people to reflect on being the best version of themselves. This is what transformation looks like. Joining a group like this, Breath of Life Healing Circle. If you haven't heard about it yet, every single person here listening right now, I know you have probably a million excuses as to why not do it, but all you need is one reason why to do it. And I'm here to give you that reason because it will change your life. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. You show up, right? You do the reflection work. You enjoy the visualization, and you just allow your body to breathe intentionally. You will not be the same person. You will feel not only incredible, but you're gonna feel more relaxed, and you're gonna feel like you're empowered to actually set yourself free, to finally move forward in life, like legitimately move forward. Not just saying I'm moving on and being distracted by everything, but I'm talking about moving on with grace, with freedom, with light and love just flowing out of your body so that you can truly do some incredible things. No longer holding yourself back, having the support in community, people that believe in you, people that can see you, hold space for you, to be you, no judgments, right? No criticisms, but yet it takes courageous action to say, you know what? I hear what this guy's saying. I'm gonna jump on the Breath of Life healing circle, right? It's a monthly membership. Right now, the founders group, it's only $80 for 3 sessions, 90 minutes, almost 2 hours. I mean, that's like you're not gonna find anything like that. I guarantee it. There's nothing like this right now on this planet. Why? Because I'm doing it. No, it's for everyone, Hannah. Yeah, men and women. I mean, there's been both people signing up. So the Breath of Life group, I mean, yeah, it's for everyone. The Breath of Life is for everyone, right? For everyone that's ready to heal, right? We're going to be doing some journaling together, and there's going to be some reflectionary work, right? Which that's probably the biggest, you know, uncomfortability, scary part about it. But it's like, you know, when are you ever going to find the confidence or to be with someone that has done this, that can hold a container for you to feel safe, to go back into your time machine, to look in the mirror, do the review, figure out all the, you know, just finally just face the shit, face the things that have messed you up, right? Finally, just face the things that have messed you up without guilt or shame. Just face it. Find the courage to face it. And what's so beautiful is that once you do that, literally, you begin to start to set yourself free, to release. And in doing that, we'll get into the visualization aspect of the healing circle, which is going to really do what we've been doing here, which is to connect with that inner child that needs you so much. Every single person in here that I'm talking to, right? You absolutely have the ability to become the most incredible parent. And even if you're carrying around guilt because maybe as a parent thus far you've been a shitty parent, or you have carry around a lot of guilt or shame, there's an inner child inside of you that is like so desperate for you to say, you know, like show up, just to show up. And you can heal a lot of those wounds. You can release a lot of that guilt and the shame and the sadness and the grief when you start showing up for yourself. And in doing that, you reclaim a part of you that most of us think is long gone, and it's not. And then beyond that, we get into the breath work. And the breath work is what starts to open up and clear the blockages that you're carrying around in your body. And it's just powerful. I mean, it's the most potent of all the practices I do. I mean, the journaling, the visualization, and the breath work are like That's the that's like the triple. And so I invite everyone that's listening right now to join me in the Breath of Life online group. Again, we're going to meet 3 times a month, Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And all you absolutely need is to sign up, show up, and just surrender. Just show up with an open heart, knowing that no one that's going to be there, this is like all public. So you get some knuckleheads that come through here when it's just putting it out on the streaming platform. But when we hold a container, it's a sacred space. That means it's a safe space. That means that you can show up with your vulnerabilities, with your burdens, with your wounds, and not have even though your mind is going to want you to feel afraid of being judged, because that's what the general world has done to most of us. In this container, it's not going to be about that, because it's going to be attracting people that are showing up with the exact same fears and doubts and a little hesitations. And so we're going to all pull together to really create that circle of trust and support and love and kindness, so that we can cultivate an environment that really allows people to heal. And it's the good vibes only. And that's why there's, it's not even, I think it's a very well priced cost of admission. So if I was you, I would heavily consider uh, signing up. And if you sign up now, you're gonna be a part of the founder circle, which is gonna offer you some special incentives. It is a magnificent time. Not everybody feels that way, but I do. Anytime I've had friends like try and like take me down memory lane, man, don't you wish we were back there, like high school days and shit? I'm like, nah, man, no, no. That guy, that guy didn't know shit. He thought he knew it all. Of course, there's a part of me that wishes I could go back in time to have a chit chat with that version of me, to try and impart some knowledge and wisdom, save a lot of heartache. But I'm doing that with the inner child at the very least. And the beautiful thing is that I can now be a super dad, a mentor, a coach, an example, a role model to millions upon millions of people all over this planet, by sharing and putting the light on me, saying, man, I figured it out. And I figured it out the hard way. Nevertheless, I figured it out. And it's a beautiful thing to figure it out, to figure out how to get it right. And I'm someone that the way I figured out how to get it right was to do it wrong for many, 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 many years. And yet, even in this 13-year healing journey that I've been on, it's a lot of trial and error. That's life. None of us had a manual, right? Showing us, hey, here's how you do all this stuff. But I think we're starting to figure it out collectively, so that we can help alleviate a lot of suffering. I mean, that's kind of my number one purpose of putting this message out there, representing Results Kill Excuses, representing myself, is to help people release their suffering. And I think that the Breath of Life group, right, is a beautiful container for that actual thing to happen. To actually happen. I guarantee you come just one time, which if you sign up for the month, right? So $80 is for a whole month. Thank you, Sean Paul. But that price is gonna go up here soon. So if you're interested in locking in a seat, at least for the first month, right? Lock in, man. Get in there. I do believe that you listening to this message right now, it's not an accident. There's a bazillion things you could be watching right now and putting your attention towards. But yet here you are, right? You're here. And so you're here because the frequency inside of me is clearly being received by the frequency inside of you. So we can just say, my soul is attracting your soul. And yet, I love talking. I love sharing. And I realize that my voice is a gift. But the greatest thing that I would love to be able to offer everyone here right now is a seat in the Breath of Life online group. Is for you to go one step further from just being on this piece, right? Just the general side of the conversation to actually the healing, you know, getting our hands dirty, rolling our sleeves up, right? And it's the most beautiful thing about the Breath of Life healing circle is you don't have to show up knowing what to do. You just show up. Thank you so much for all the gifts. That's all you have to do. Sign up and then show up. That's it. There's not an expectation that you have to know all this stuff, have all life figured out. Like, the most important thing for you to want is to have some hope that this is something that's going to really help to facilitate some healing inside of you. It's going to help to bring some more inner peace. It's going to give you tools, right? Because again, if we're only meeting 3 times a month, my hope is, as the role model, I do these practices every day. I journal every day. I do the breath every day, you guys. So by me allowing space to meet 3 times a month, it's for me to help guide you, inspire you, and facilitate what it's going to take for you to create and cultivate your own practice so that you're doing this all the time, not just 3 times a month. But when we come together, that's what's going to make it even that much more powerful, more potent, because there's that energy there of people that are showing up for each other, showing up for themselves, and being seen by others. That alone facilitates an even greater experience of the potential of what you can actually heal in those sessions. And it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. So if you're interested in getting more information, resultskillexcuses.com. Click on the Breath of Life Healing Circle link, right? Resultskillexcuses.com. You'll see there's a lot of good information. You scroll down to the bottom, you click, there's even the calendar. The calendar's already up for the next 4 months. The Sundays, there's even going to be a bonus breathwork in June. There'll be 4 since there's 5 Sundays. So I hope that you'll respond by signing up, because I'm looking forward to breathing with you, facilitating some really deep healing in the hearts and the lives of those of you that are here right now. And the reprogramming of things. For a lot of people, our relationship with money is probably a big one, right? It's health, wealth, and relationships. Those are the big 3 that most people feel pretty weighed down by, right, in life, is those areas are the things that usually occupy most of your thinking. 60,000 thoughts a day. 90% of the thoughts you had today were repeats of yesterday. So the reason why the breath is so powerful is because it gets you out of your thinking mind. The reason why journaling is so powerful is because it gets the thinking things that are in your mind out of your mind, right? So when you journal and you get the things out of your mind, you're now able to look and say, okay, I don't really like these thoughts. What are some new thoughts I can have? And yet that it takes that. It absolutely takes you changing your thoughts in order for you to change your life. That's what it takes. If you want to change your life, change your thoughts. Well, how do you change your thoughts? Some of you can just literally be sitting here, right? If your mind is clear enough, right, you can obviously be going on offense and telling yourself positive affirmations. You can be observing the negative thoughts, putting those in check, and then again, you have to kind of almost do a counterattack of like positive thoughts. But one of the other most tried and true ways of changing your thoughts is by writing them down. Especially when you're kind of new on this healing journey, when you're kind of like searching for some answers. One of the best practices for you to begin is writing things down. And for those of you that are interested or have not really ever tried journaling, I've got something for you for there too. The 1% Better Everyday Journal. It's literally what makes journaling easy. And it guides you through it. And yet that's how you can start to create your practice, a daily practice of writing things down, setting intentions, so that your life isn't so much of a mystery. Does anybody feel like your life's a mystery? Like you kind of expect, what most things are going to be every day, but there's always this little space where you just don't really know what's about to happen. And yet, what would it take for you to start really setting some deeper intentions, writing some things down that actually connect you with a goal, right? With something that you want to experience, right? What's something you want to experience? Maybe we'll do breath work here in a minute. I don't think I'm going to do a marathon tonight, 2 hours, but we'll probably do a visualization. And if you would like to join in the visualization, maybe we're going to have an internal conversation and figure out what is a goal that we have been avoiding. What's something we've been wanting to accomplish, because again, if you don't have goals, if you don't have a vision, and by vision I mean like a vision board, if you've never like put a vision out for what you want to achieve in your life, yeah, you're just, I don't know, what are you doing? You're just existing. You're just existing. I think most people, it's that bad. They've just settled for that story, said, nah, I just gotta exist. Versus playing life on offense. Right? Doing life on your terms versus life doing you. And you're just sort of like surrendered and submitted to it. And so that's something I really enjoy helping people with, is regaining their self-confidence, regaining their North Star direction as to, like, okay, what are you wanting to accomplish in life? Like, what do you want? And beyond just asking yourself what you want, it's like, why? Why do you want it? What? Why do you want a new job? Why do you want a new house? Why do you want a new car? Why do you want to win the lotto? Why do you want to stay in a relationship that no longer serves you? Why? Why? I think that's probably one of the areas that makes this message so challenging, is that I ask a lot of questions. And I think a lot of people get uncomfortable because you don't want to really sit there and ask these questions with yourself until you have some real concrete answers. I think a lot of times we just keep saying we have it figured out. We're doing our best. Doing our best. I'm doing my best. That's usually 40%. Most people doing their best is about 40% out of an infinite number, but usually 100. Most people that I talk to, and they're saying, I'm doing my best, and you really chalk it up, it's like you're probably, it feels like you're working really hard, but if you're not actually getting anywhere, then what is it all for? It is day by day. But are you doing each day? Are you making the most out of each day? Right? You only have the one day. That's true. But here's the thing, we all have the same amount of time. We're all given 24 hours. What separates certain people from others is that isn't because someone's better than another person. It's just that they've figured out to say, look, I'm going to take action on things that matter to me, right? And by taking action on things that matter, you have to like have a real hard conversation with yourself and look at your priorities in life. Where are you investing your time and your energy, your efforts? Right? Where are you putting that? Because just because you're like, y'all, I think everyone here knows this. The harder you work doesn't make you successful. Because if hard work alone led to success, then man, all the construction workers and the fast food workers and the maids, right? People doing just back-breaking, hard-ass work, they would be the most successful people on this planet, but they're not. They're not, and yet they're working really hard, and maybe some of you are those. And there's no shame in that, but at the end of the day, are you fulfilled? Do you realize that there's this thing coming called AI that's going to get rid of 300 million jobs? And yours is probably one of them. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do when the 300 million jobs get wiped out? What are you going to do? How are you going to survive? Right? We're talking about priorities. We're talking about life. And for a lot of people, a lot of you are just doing life. You're doing what you've always done, and so you have what you've always got. And yet here's somebody coming up, shining a light, right? This is all I'm doing here. I'm shining a light, and a lot of you don't like it because the light is exposing some areas in your life that you know need your attention. You know you're misaligned. You already know this. You just don't like it because someone from the outside is shining a light on the inside of you and starting to strip down all your excuses, all your fears, right? Everything that's holding you back, right? It's agitating, it's irritating, right? It's irritating when someone from the outside starts shining a light saying, "Oh, that you can do way more. You can do way more. You're not topped out. You're not topped off. You're fucking 40. You're only putting out 40% and you're busting your ass every day." And you're like, "Well, where's the other 60 come from?" It comes from realigning your priorities in life. It's all about alignment. When you're misaligned, you are burning it at both ends. And it also means that you're guaranteed not to be the master of your time. You're going to say, "Man, time just moves so fast." But when you are, no, it's not religious. This spirit, this just energetic medicine, man. This is just healing. But when you're aligned, especially with what you would call a zone of genius, when you are fully aligned with your absolute, tapped into your spiritual gifts, the thing that's inside of you that you and you alone, no one else has this. Do you know every single one of you has at least one unique gift, a talent that is inside of you that literally, if you were to fully acknowledge it and then start to develop that gift and start to master that gift and then share that gift, you would be the best in the world at that gift. But the reason why so much of this journaling work is necessary, the self-discovery work is so mandatory before just getting into the the gift expression, is because you lack, your identity is stuck in a version of you. Thank you. Your identity is stuck in a version of you that is identified with your past. And usually it's not with the good things from your past, it's the bad things from your past. So when you do the self-discovery, that's where you set your past free. You literally lay down the old version of yourself so that you can then shed that skin to become the highest version of yourself. You embody, right, your higher self. That is what your higher self is. When you hear that name of your higher self, I mean, I'm about ready to go do a name change because Rocky is, if that's my higher self, that's what I'm wanting to be. I want to be my higher self. Because again, through journaling, I wrote down every detail that I could about my higher self. What was their routine? What's their daily routine, their monthly routine? I have a vision board that's huge. I have a huge vision board. It would cover this whole back wall. That much detail about what the highest version of me, what that person is doing every day, how they show up, how they dress, what kind of nutrition do they have, right? It's like, what's the exercise routine? What's the self-care routine? How much generosity? It's not just about being a better person. It's about being the best version that you can be. And definitely through the visualization, you can sit down and you can talk to the inner child. You can talk to your higher self. You're not alone for sure. And I can help you to find out how you are not alone. Yeah, I don't know that band. the higher self. And so the beautiful thing is that there is a method to this. There is an actual clear process to what you need to do to go from just living that life where you know you're disengaged, you're just sort of like on complacent, you're stuck, you're depressed, sad, lonely, avoidant, hopeless, just getting by, to going from saying, wait, why am I all that? I've been given this gift. I'm living on a freaking planet, flying through space, and I'm over here sitting miserable. You have such an incredible gift inside of you. That's why they say the wealthiest place on this planet is the cemetery, because that's where so many dreams, so many talents go and were never expressed. Because guess what? You hid it your whole life. You held it back. And I'm here to help you to set yourself free so that you can express the greatness that's inside of you. Right. And yet, what does it take for you to take action? What is it going to take for you to type up? What is it going to take for you to say, you know what? I'm going to sign up for that breath, the breath of life. I'm going to put myself on the hook. Resultskillexcuses.com, breath of life, healing circle. Scroll down, register, get locked in. What is it going to take for you to be on the hook? Hello, Stefana. The faith of a mustard seed. Yeah, but if it was the faith of a mustard seed, it wouldn't take much for you to take those leaps of faith, right? To take a leap of faith and say, you know what? I showed up here tonight for a reason. I'm going to sign up for this group. I'm going to show up 3 times in the month of May, see what happens, and just allow for whatever needs to happen. Well, hopefully it's not your last time here. First time, there's no accidents. There's no accidents. I don't understand why people got to come on here and you can send me a DM if you want to be my technology engineer, my live stream engineer, but I don't just pick up on random being told what to do. I'm way too, I still have a little stubbornness in me. You just roll in here telling me how to do things. It's like, I'm good, man. So I do want to do a visualization, and we'll do some breath work. If you would love to join in with a visualization, connect with your inner child, maybe your higher self, maybe someone else, type a 1 in the comment down below if you would like to participate in the visualization. The Mississippi Country Girl is here. So again, if you want to participate in the visualization, type a 1. And we'll do a little bit of breath work just to kind of get out of our heads. For those of you that don't know, I don't ever have these things planned, like the visualization. So if you're ever wondering, like, man, does he have these like all planned? No, I get into the spirit, and it's probably a gift, right? So yeah, it's like I don't like have already like, okay, well today we're gonna go to this place or that. Like I like to be more spontaneous and just let the spirit flow through me. And I think that's what helps you to be more immersed in it, is when it's not so like premeditated. It's just I'm in there too with you. So powerful stuff. And I'm grateful to hear all the messages that comes through. So if you need something that you may want to have handy is, a pen and paper to write some notes down, because you're going to get some messages. And I like to write those things down. So for those of you that are here to do some visualization, go ahead and just make yourself comfortable, relax. As long as you can hear my voice, that's what matters most right now. Just allow yourself to just relax, settle in. I'm gonna turn down, turn that all the way. I like to just kind of turn it down a little bit. I'm in the studio, so let me clear the energy real quick. So those of you that are here to participate in the visualization, we'll go ahead and just start with taking some breaths in through our nose, a full deep breath, and then just exhale, let it all out. Again, take another breath in through your nose and hold this time. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Let out all that breath. Just release any stress, any tension, any worries. Let's take in another deep breath in through our nose and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Let it all out. And let's take in one more breath, real deep this time, in through our nose. And hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. And as you're laying there, you can, if you haven't already, just let your eyes rest and relax. Just sink into whatever seat or position you're in. And then just start to do a gentle body scan. We'll do it from the feet up. Start with our toes and our feet, and you're just scanning through your body. If you're noticing any discomforts, just send healing to those parts of your body. If you don't feel any discomfort, send love, send gratitude for the health that you have there. So we'll continue up through our ankles, our calves, our legs into the knees, our thighs, up into our groin and our hips and our butt, into your abdominal, your digestive tract, up into your diaphragm, your lungs, your chest, into your heart. Maybe even just pause for just a moment and see if you can pick up on the subtle doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. That beautiful beating of the heart. Send your heart lots of love and gratitude. We'll go up to the shoulders and the arms, our elbows, our wrists, our hands, fingers, up into our neck, our chin, and our face, and our head. Just picking up on any subtleties, just having appreciation for this body, giving thanks for the gift of having this body to do life in. Just reconnect with your natural breathing in through your nose, gently out through your mouth. And again, just in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I want you to picture yourself walking in a desert. It's hot and dry. You can feel the dryness of the desert. You can feel that radiating heat coming off of the sand. You can feel the heat in the air as the wind blows. It almost feels like there's a heater turned on. You can just feel the dryness of this environment. Desperate for moisture, for that water that brings life. And as you're just walking along the desert, off into the distance, you picture what appears to be something that would be considered an oasis. Looks like it's a watering hole. It's got trees and it's lush. You can even see some birds and some animals. And you feel called to walk towards this oasis out in this vast, vast desert. As you just begin to walk towards there, you notice that there's a sign. What does the sign say? And as you take in the message that's on the sign, you continue walking towards the oasis, getting ever so closer and closer to what looks like just such a refreshing place. And as you draw near, you see that there's a hammock between two of the trees, and that there's someone laying in the hammock. And as you walk up, you notice that you recognize this person. It's someone that you know, someone that you care about. They look up to you and they smile, and they ask for you to join them in this large hammock, that there's plenty of room for both of you. And so you enter in the hammock. you're next to this very important person that's come to visit you today. And they look over to you and they say that they have a message for you, that they appreciate you coming all this way to visit with them today. And with great excitement, you're eager to receive this very important message. Receive your message now. And as they finish sharing the message with you, you're grateful and you just take in this moment. You feel the shade and the coolness of the shade, giving you some relief from the hot desert, that dry, hot desert. And you just thank your visitor for the message. And you decide to get up out of the hammock and go walk towards the center of this oasis, which has what looks to be a pristine spring in the center. And as you walk out there, you see that the spring is heart-shaped, that the water is very clear, and that there's some animals that are getting a drink. You see birds. And you look down and there's a cup. And you reach for the cup and you decide to join in and give yourself a drink from this refreshing spring in the middle of this vast desert. As you reach down and fill your cup, the water glistens and it looks like water so clear that you've never seen anything this beautiful, this clear. It's like the water is actually speaking to you. I want you to give the water a message before you take this in, a message of putting something into your body with intention that will ultimately lead you towards growth in the weeks and the months to come. I want you to speak life into this glass of water before you ingest it. Share a message with the water now. And as you finish just speaking life into this water, I want you to drink the entire glass and just feel that life filling you. Just bringing new energy, new clarity, new strength, new confidence to you. You can literally feel that water as it goes down into your throat, into your stomach, and just starts to move about throughout your entire body. You feel transformed, completely refreshed, having come from that dry, dry desert. And as you turn back to look through the trees out into the vast desert, you notice a child coming towards you. And you recognize this child. It's the younger version of yourself. They're smiling at you and you smile back. I want you to pick up on all the details of this version of yourself, their outfit, their hair, the age that you are. And as they walk up to you, you embrace and give each other a big hug. And they're so excited that you came to see them today. They feel like it's been such a long time since you last connected. And they have a message that they wanted to share with you. And you say, yes, love to receive that message. They begin to share a message with you. Receive your message now. And as they finish sharing this important message with you, your eyes connect. You smile. You give each other a hug. And they just thank you again for showing up. They reiterate that you can come and visit anytime. And they say that they're going to head off, that they'll see you again soon. And as you watch them depart, you notice that there's a bench between two of the trees facing out towards the desert. And so you walk over to the bench and you take a seat. And in this moment, you just give thanks for the two visitors that came to visit you today. You know that this is a space that you are safe. This is a place that you can return anytime that you're feeling parched, you're feeling overwhelmed and worn out. You can always return to this sacred oasis in the midst of this vast desert. So you just take in your thoughts of gratitude for finding this place, for being here. You start to reconnect with the sounds of some of the birds and the coolness of this shady spot that you have found. And on the count of 5, you can start to reconnect with your breath, maybe start to reconnect with some of your body. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and open up your eyes. You can stretch if you need a stretch. For those of you, as I see 111 popping up, I hope that you received what you needed to receive through those messages. Maybe there's something that you might want to document. It's always good to start having like a little bit of a dream journal. We just finished doing a visualization exercise. It's a part of reconnecting with parts of ourselves that we feel we have lost, that are still very much there. So thank you to everyone that joined in on that. I think I'm going to sign off. Yeah. And I want to wish you guys all the best this evening. If you haven't yet, consider signing up for the Breath of Life Healing Circle. You can find out more information by going to resultskillexcuses.com, clicking on that Breath of Life link, and I hope to be breathing with you again here soon. We will see if we get on here tomorrow, but we'll be on here soon. Thank you to everybody that's been subscribing, commenting. I love hearing from you. So if you haven't yet and you connect with one of the videos, don't quit. That's true. Don't quit. It's some good motivational. It's always going to be positive, right? I mean, sometimes you'll get some heartfelt stuff where it's like, they wish you would come back, more often. And, that's a part of this whole process, is learning how to reparent our inner child. We grow up and we think that we're an adult now and the child is gone, and it's not. We've pushed it into the dark corner of our soul, and it's kind of helpless until you do the self-rescue, right? You got to do the rescue mission. You've got to go and stop being so distracted and go and reconnect, look in the mirror, reconnect with yourself. And these visualizations give you the messages, but literally, really reparenting and connecting with your inner child is literally having connection. And like right now, you could say, hey, like whatever you would call yourself as a little kid. Like for me, Gregory is my inner child. So it's like, I could just say, hey, Gregory, like what are you, what would you like to do? Right? What is something I could do for you? And usually it's the things you like to do when you're a little kid. And so to be like mindful of that. And I think the adult mind, right, thinks that stuff like that is stupid, right? However, there's some people that post shit on here that, tell you to just believe in something that's invisible, that makes sense. But talking to your inner child, that's stupid. And it's like, all I can tell you is through my experience, the more that I have recognized that I have my inner child there and realized that he didn't feel safe, he felt alone, and that it helps to heal me and complete me by acknowledging that that part of me still exists and that I need to make time for connection, to do fun things, which in and of itself is literally like, it's like the fountain of youth, right? That's literally the fountain of youth, is to reconnect with your inner child and to give yourself permission to not be so serious and to go have some fun and to go play, right? To go play. And in doing that, you'd probably start to feel a hell of a lot more better about your life. To just give yourself some permission to go play. But most of us, it's like, oh, I'm an adult. I can't go do that. That's like what little kids do. It's like, no, you need to go do that. You stopped living when you stopped playing. So if you don't play, right, and playing can be everything from riding a bike to, coloring, drawing, music, dancing, roller skating, singing. I mean, there's so many beautiful things that everyone here possesses, and yet you don't use any of this, and it's yours, and it It was your gift and it was so free. It's a free gift that you were given and yet you don't use it. You just let it sit there. So it's like to make music, to sing, to dance, to play music, not just listening to music. Listening to music is not playing. If you're dancing, that's play. But just listening is not play. Dancing is play. Singing is playing. Playing the instrument is you playing. But when you just act as if you're just too busy for that type of stuff. I know a guy that was in his 50s that loved to skateboard, and he got himself a skateboard, got all the helmet and all the stuff, and he sucked for about a month, and this guy's doing all kinds of tricks now. It's incredible. But yet here we are as adults, you're acting as if you can't do kid stuff, you know. For you to do play is like, oh, that's so immature. It's like, it's not about being immature. It's about being childlike, not childish. Right? Childish is almost like the adult that says, I can't, I'm not going to dance. I'm not going to sing. I'm not going to have fun. It's like, come on now. You're missing out on life if you're too serious all the time. So give yourself some permission to go have some fun. And I highly recommend you go do some fun out in nature. I love you guys so much. Thank you for everyone for tuning in tonight. I hope to see you breathing soon. And you know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.